Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where we dive into the darkest, weirdest corners of nature. Today we're talking about one of the most horrifying real-life horror stories ever recorded in the insect world. Imagine a tiny wasp that doesn't just kill its prey. It turns the prey into a mindless zombie slave that willingly protects the wasp's babies with its own life. Sounds like science fiction, it's not. This is the Glyptapanteles wasp, and what it does to an innocent caterpillar is straight up nightmare fuel. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you're gonna look at every caterpillar you see in a completely different way. Let's jump in. Picture this. A lush green forest in Costa Rica or Brazil. A small, harmless-looking green caterpillar from the geometer moth family, Thyrinteina leucocerae, is happily munching on leaves. It has no idea that death is flying straight toward it on silent wings. Suddenly, a female Glyptapanteles wasp appears. She's tiny, only a few millimeters long, with a sleek black body and a needle-sharp ovipositor at the end of her abdomen. She doesn't sting to kill, she stings to take over. In one lightning-fast pass, this mother wasp injects up to 80 eggs directly into the caterpillar's soft body. 80, that's not a typo, she can do it in a single strike. Along with those eggs, scientists now believe she also injects a special symbiotic virus and venom cocktail that begins rewriting the caterpillar's biology from the inside out. The caterpillar doesn't die immediately. In fact, it keeps eating, keeps growing, and seems perfectly normal for the next 2 weeks. That's the scariest part. It has no clue what's happening inside its own body. Inside the caterpillar, the tiny wasp larvae hatch within hours. They don't start eating the vital organs right away. That would kill the host too soon. Instead, they cleverly feed on the caterpillar's blood-like hemolymph and non-essential tissues. They're basically parasites with perfect manners at first, taking just enough to grow while keeping their host alive and functional. For 14 full days, these larvae develop, molting inside the living, breathing caterpillar like aliens in a sci-fi movie. Then comes the moment that would make any horror director jealous. The fully grown larvae are ready to leave. One by one, they chew tiny holes right through the caterpillar's skin and burst out into the open air. Dozens of wriggling white grubs pour out of the caterpillar's body like something from a nightmare. The caterpillar is literally leaking larvae from holes all over its body. But here's where nature gets truly evil. The caterpillar doesn't die. It stays alive. Its heart keeps beating. Its muscles still work. The wasp larvae have carefully avoided destroying anything critical. They leave just enough of the host intact. For now, the larvae immediately crawl a short distance away to a nearby leaf or twig and begin spinning their protective silk cocoons. They huddle together in a cluster, vulnerable, soft, and completely defenseless, while they transform into adult wasps. This is the moment the manipulation kicks into overdrive. The caterpillar, now officially a zombie, doesn't run away. It doesn't try to eat. It doesn't even try to heal its own wounds. Instead, it positions itself directly over or right next to the cluster of cocoons like a loyal bodyguard. It arches its back, stops feeding completely, and enters what scientists call a guarding stance. It will stay there for days, sometimes weeks, without moving much, watching over the very creatures that just ate it from the inside. And it gets worse. If any predator approaches, an ant, a spider, another insect, the zombie caterpillar suddenly springs to life in the most terrifying way possible. It begins violently thrashing its head and body, smashing itself against the leaf and the cocoons in a rapid headbanging motion. This isn't random panic, this is targeted defense. The headbanging is so aggressive that it knocks predators away or scares them off completely. Researchers have filmed this behavior and measured the results. The bodyguard caterpillar cuts the death rate of the wasp cocoons by more than half. Without their zombie protector, half of those baby wasps would be eaten before they could even hatch. With the caterpillar on duty, most of them survive. How does the wasp pull this off? Scientists from the University of Amsterdam, led by researcher Amir Grosman, published the first solid proof in 2008 in the journal PLOS ONE. They showed that the manipulation isn't just chemical residue. The larvae themselves seem to control the host even after they've left its body. Some experts think 1 or 2 sacrificial larvae stay behind inside the caterpillar, pumping out chemicals or hijacking its nervous system. Others point to the polydnavirus the mother wasp injected at the very beginning. This virus integrates into the caterpillar's own cells and literally reprograms its brain and behavior. The caterpillar's will is completely erased. It no longer acts in its own interest. It exists only to protect its killers. Think about that for a second. This caterpillar is starving. It's covered in exit wounds. Its body is a battlefield, yet it uses its last remaining energy to violently defend the offspring of the parasite that destroyed it. After the adult wasps finally chew their way out of the cocoons and fly away to start the cycle all over again, the caterpillar usually dies within a few days. It starves to death or succumbs to its injuries. Its purpose fulfilled. Nature's perfect, horrifying soldier. This isn't the only zombie-making parasite out there, but the Glyptapanteles system is one of the most sophisticated. Compare it to the jewel wasp that turns cockroaches into walking zombies by injecting venom directly into their brains, or the fungus that turns ants into zombies that climb to the perfect height before bursting out of their heads, or even the famous toxoplasma that makes rats lose their fear of cats. But the Glyptapanteles takes it to another level because the host doesn't just change behavior, it becomes an active, violent defender long after the parasites have left its body. Researchers have tried to figure out exactly which chemical signal causes the headbanging. So far, they know it involves changes in the caterpillar's neurotransmitters and possibly gene expression controlled by the wasp virus. In lab experiments, unprotected cocoons were destroyed by predators at twice the rate of protected ones. The bodyguard strategy works so well that it has evolved independently in several Glyptapanteles species around the world. From South America to Asia, these tiny wasps have turned the food chain upside down. Now, you might be wondering, could something like this ever happen to bigger animals or even humans? While we're safe for now, scientists point out that parasitic manipulation is incredibly common in nature. Over 40% of all animal species are parasites in one form or another. The Glyptapanteles just perfected the ultimate survival hack. Turn your victim into your personal security guard. So next time you're out in the garden and see a caterpillar hanging around a weird cluster of white cocoons, don't touch it. That caterpillar might be the most loyal zombie bodyguard you'll ever meet. It gave its life so those baby wasps could survive. If you found this as mind-blowing as I did, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications because next week we're covering another insane parasite. The ant that explodes itself like a suicide bomber to protect its colony. You won't want to miss it. Drop a comment below. What's the creepiest parasite you've ever heard of? And if you want the full scientific paper links or more footage of the actual headbanging behavior, let me know and I'll pin them in the comments. Thanks for watching, stay curious, and remember, nature isn't just beautiful. Sometimes it's absolutely terrifying. See you in the next one.